things that I need to fix that I forgot. For example, the Lemon Sky thingy up there shouldn't be there. Forgot. Jesus, I fucking hate Twitch. It takes so long to find a goddamn thing. Just find the category. God damn it. If the game is even 10% this song, Jesus, I need to play this shit one day. Alright, I think everything's done. Yep, everything seems to be done. So what are you going to do is understand how the application Borderless Gaming does whatever it does. Like, this is the fucking application. This is the thing, just like this shit. And it just makes Windows become borderless. And it also allows you to do some other things on the window, whatever. Reason we're doing this is because of this fucking thing. The developer decided that it was a very good idea to gatekeep the updates on. God damn, it's way too hot. To gatekeep the updates on the tool, on the software, behind a paywall on Steam. Not only that, he added a DLC that allows you to enable dark modes. Isn't that great? Isn't that lovely? Pay. You need to pay in order to have dark modes. Absolute insanity. But it's not just that. There's like, you know what? I can always show it. I forgot that I have things here. There it goes. Forgot that I have the browser. And this. Now, when you look at the regular application, it's just this. I mean, I literally have it open right now. It's here. This tongue. This little tongue. So that is how the application looks like, the open source one. The paid version, as you can see, has a way better interface. Sure, you can understand, because I don't know, because it's paid, it provides like better things, because, well, it's paid, he's being paid to do that. Yeah, sure. But thing is, I mean, these is like mostly changes things and shit. The thing is, the default application, the default one, is severely lacking when you stop and think about it. Like, for example, I use all of this to just organize things. And it's mostly to upgrade and all the shit. Nope. What the fuck? God damn it. No, 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 no. Where's the sound coming from? There it goes. Stop the sound. All right. So what it does is that you grab, like, for example, one of these windows in here. It shows the applications, basically just the windows, not the applications itself. And it allows you to save it as a favorite. Goes in there, and then every time the software detects that this is open, it just automatically sets the window to the previous sites that you set before. Thing is, you can't change shit. Once something is here in the favorites, you can like change some of the things. But for example, when you add something to the favorites, you can add by these different settings. Once it is in here, you can't anymore. You can't change at all how the window is detected. So the problem is that you need to delete from the favorites and then re-add the thing in order to change like the features and shit. There's like way more problems than that. It works, sure, but it's not what I would call ideal. That's a very minor change that could be implemented, and yet the developer didn't want to. Does it provide a solution here? I don't know. I don't have access to this application, and there's no fucking way that I'm gonna buy that shit. And so there's another application. This. A small little app called No More Border. It basically does the same fucking thing, but it's written in Python. And it's way more finicky. As you can see, you can't access exactly which applications. Now that I think about it, that could be an issue because of the thing is not updated. 2 weeks ago. Let me see. Let me properly see this. Let's see if he improved somehow. Although I don't think so, because if I recall correctly, there was like, yeah, it's basically the same thing. Unless he changed this. I think he mostly fixed things. Yeah, it's the full change log is just a commit thing. Let me properly look though. And the guy apparently has the download option is just the X as itself, which is not a good idea. It's better for you to distribute it as a zip to prevent like antivirus of detecting the shit and just like being weird. Yeah, it seems to be still the same thing. This is the supposedly, goddamn, maybe on the wrong monitor. This is supposedly the new, the updated application. And nope. Wait a second. Was that, on which monitor was this? Yeah, the virtual one. That is a problem. So you see this one doesn't allow you to like change the previous ones. It does work. For example, if you set one of the what's the name? If you set one of the on the windows in here to a specific thing, whenever you reopen, it will run properly. It identifies that it was set before. It must save something in the user's profile in order to keep that thing. But it's far from ideal as well. So that's the whole idea. The whole idea is understand how. And since, like, for example, the Borderless gaming version is open source on the original one, not the one on Steam. We can take a look and see what exactly is different. And speaking about it, let me look at something. Nope. I'm just looking to see if he has a branch that's... No, this is on last year. 5 years ago. Sheesh, that's crazy. 12 years ago, what the fuck? Yeah, apparently he does not have a branch that is specific to... although he does have tags. Could it be? No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, it still uses the same thing. So it's closed source, the version on Steam. Which is not really a problem when you stop and think about it, but what the developer has been doing is fucking weird, because, as you see, recent reviews are mixed. And the developer is also very much against criticism, as can be seen by their less than the professional responses to a lot of other reviews. And guess what? We responded. And guess what? It's not that great. And he apparently responds to a lot of things, but then... yeah. Things. So what we are going to do is basically... what the fuck? What we're going to do is basically just understand what the fuck it does. What the fuck this software does. How does it... God damn it, why does it keep fucking opening this window for me? I'm clicking the wrong thing. Apparently this whole area here is it even slows down the mouse for some reason. This whole area here is a thingy. Well, a hyperlink. Also, I was going to start the stream earlier, but boy oh boy, today's considerably hot though. So, let's see. The thing has errors, of course, because it uses old 4.8, if I recall. Yep, it uses .NET Framework 4.8. I wonder if the version on Steam uses a more updated one, but who knows. So... let's see exactly what this might be. No, I don't think it's gonna open anything. I think this is possibly BG key. I don't recall what a PFX file is. Core maybe? No, language manager, process watcher. system. This should be the forms. Yep. Let's look at this. Jesus, a bunch of things here that are clean. I always find that weird. Main answer point, yeah, whatever. Enable visual styles, sets compatible text rendering defaults. Tools, setup. This is clearly custom. Alright, it checks for the app environment's data paths, which is possibly the app data. And it creates a directory in there to save settings and shits. This is for debugging. Why the fuck is... nah, that is the... That's still... Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. Now that I think about it. But yeah, I don't know. It feels weird. Feels weird. Loads configurations. I always forget that there's a shortcut for that fucking shit. Oh yeah, let me... Where is its view? There is a presentation assistance. In case I do things like what I just did there, like here, it just shows the tongue. Let me see. Looks like a configuration. Wait, what? Oh, I see. If the file doesn't exist, it saves it. Makes sense. For a second there, I just thought, well, why the loading thing is doing save configurations? That's weird. Although still, it shouldn't be like this. It feels weird. I mean, it works, but it feels weird having a save option inside of the load option that is not 100% specified. It could be like, for example, it should have been a method named something like creative missing or something like that. Creative empty, or it's way more declarative. Like just looking load and then seeing save is just like, feels weird. It will do the same thing, but it would be declarative. It would be more clear. Type config, instance, load config file makes sense. Why is this security though? A specific class? Why? And why is it security? Well, no documentation. Encrypts the config file. I've seen a trend of people mining the Borderless gaming favorite files for heuristics. That's odd. So that's why it's inside a security file. Although, again, weird. It should have been in a specific, just like a file management or whatever the fuck, and then inside the file management you have the security thing. Because, like, it feels weird for you to just look and see security. And just like, why is it dealing with security things if it's just loading a file? It's just like loading the config file. What the fuck? Parser, that's straightforward. Just saves. The tongue, add favorites. Adds the favorite and saves it directly. And that's part of the configuration process. Exclude the process, reset hidden processes. Yeah, most of this just deals with configuration. It makes sense. It's configuration. Loads language management. I don't know if there are options for language on the... Yeah, there is. Deutsch, English, Spanish, French, Italian. I believe Chinese and Korean. No. Really? No, it's Chinese and Japanese, not Korean. Polish. Don't recognize the other one. And Swedish. Slav, whatever. I don't know. So it indeed has language. And it's not that important. This gets rectangles. weird. Should have been on a specific window management thing. Go to sites, process, start, catch, ignore it. Always nice to see that. Extract zip files. Why? Why would you extract zip files? Is it because the languages are packed? Is this yeah, languages.zip. Alright. A little weird to be in these places, but okay. Background manager, subscribe. This is also implementation, delegates pointers, possible to interface with the Windows API. Native also implementation. Ah, bollocks, he uses groups. Sure, I've used groups in the past, but it's not exactly a good idea. It obfuscates, like, it obfuscates, fucking hell. Shit. Obfuscate. There it goes. It obfuscates the codes while not providing increased clarity or whatever the fuck. Like if your code is big enough that you need to use groups to make things clearer, and here it's just like a single line. Just create another class. Don't use groups. Bad idea. So handles, I presume this is going to be specific to understanding the Windows API that I don't understand that well. So it has target styles, border, dialog, text frame, system menu, maximize, minimize. I don't think most of these are used, right? Has target styles, it's just to check if which type is the window. But even then, it only checks if it's one of those. That could be helpful, because there was an issue that I noticed. Although, let me see one thing. How many other options are in the Windows style flags? Because in here there's like 6. Are there others? Yep, there's a bunch. Considerable amount, so I see why he does that. Although, I don't know. I think limiting it, I mean, sure, it looks like it would be a good idea to limit it, but at the same time, it reminds me, let me show something. Let me show you something. Where are my things? Here. This is an emulator called Melon DS. I'll let you guess what exactly emulates. Thing is, this... Goddamn, I'm clicking the wrong window. This emulator. What it does is... Why did I install Reshade on it? It allows you to open new windows. Like you can run a secondary window on top of... Why are things fighting me? I can only click on this. Oh, I know. It's on the wrong thing. So you can have like multiple windows, like in case you want the upper side of the ES or the lower side of the DS in a separate window or whatever the fuck. It is actually very interesting. And it has like identifiers in here, W1, W2. So thing is, look down here. Both of these windows are inside a single application. So this is not really 100% a window. while at the same time being in a window. So what happens is that... Oh, now it does. Oh, fuck you. It is detecting now. I remember I tested this a lot previously, never detected it. Oh, shit. Sure, you got that one. So... I check some of these things, alright. Oh, I remember one of the issues that I was having with these window checks is regarding RetroArch, I think. Sometimes it doesn't detect properly. So extended things, sure. Main window for process, pointers, static values and shit. Possibly all related to the API. Target styles, extended styles. This is the raw win API. You may want to use get window title instead, since it will automatically calculate the correct buffer length, which he doesn't use anymore, but still here. For some reason. The button is the same thing, and he doesn't use it as well. I mean, it's just an overload. Yeah, this one uses a pointer, and this one uses an int. It says to get window title, which I presume he's gonna use somewhere. Let me see. He doesn't properly mark the values. If it is somewhere here, it's not marking. Nope. Wrong button press. It already showed the thing, get window title. Yeah, there is one down there, so it's using this instead of get window text. Then why is the thing that is there instead of being marked as obsolete? Sure. Allocates correct string length first. Okay, send message, WM gets text length. Alright, get window rect. Yeah, there's a bunch of shit for this. Is he really using all of this? Is there really a need? Static method is required because legacy OSs do not support that window. That is one good reasoning. This window. The main window for processing on Windows. Sure. Like to get rid of this method eventually. There was a big change while I was working on the new stuff, so I'm keeping this for now. It's very complex. I can see why. I mean, oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. No, not really. It's just a bunch of things one inside of each other. Slow window detection. So if it is a slow window detection, it enters here, but if it isn't, and it's even a failsafe, I don't know. Feels weird. Query the windows, call back the skull when new windows found. This way the functionality is the same as before. Query processes with windows. Sure. Yeah, there's a bunch of shits in here. So this basically just sets the window events hook so that it starts like looking for the windows and shits. Nope. Let's take a look at this. Is it going to be here indeed? Feels weird. It is. Set one event hook function. Sets an event hook function for a range of events. No shit. Event min, max. Specifies the event constant for the lowest event. You know what would be nice? If you had added at least a minimum amount of documentation here, like something similar to this. Because in some of them, he is adding it. But it wouldn't be that hard to just add exactly the same fucking thing that is in here so that you don't need to keep checking the documentation all the fucking time. Specifies the event constant for the lowest event value in the range of events that are handled by the hook function. This parameter can be set to event min to indicate the lowest possible event value. Event system foreground, 0 event. What's this one? This one is 3. An event system foreground, again, same value. It passes to hmod Windows event process 0. It passes null to this one, 0, 0. And it passes a one event out of context 0. Specifies the event constant for the highest event value in the range of events that are handled by the hook function. This parameter can be set to event max to indicate the highest possible event value. Each module handles the DLL that contains the hook function. If the one event in context flags are specified in the DW flags parameter, the hook function is not located on DLL. Or if the known event out of context flag is specified as parameter is null. With event process, pointer to the event hook function. For more information about this function, say the win event procs. The word specifies the ID of the process, which the hook function receives events, specifies 0 to receive events from all processes on the current desktop. Makes sense that it passes 0 there. Specifies the ID of the thread from which the hook function receives events. If this parameter is 0, the hook function is associated with all existing threads on the current desktop. Flag values that specify the location of the hook function of the events to be skipped. The following flags are valid. The LL that contains the callback functions mapped into the other space of the process. There is the event. With this flag, the system sends event notifications to the callback functions therefore. Return value, remarks. This function allows clients to specify which processes and threads they are interested in. If the ID process parameter is non-zero and the ID thread is 0, the hook function receives the specified events from all threads in the process. If the ID process parameter is 0 and the ID thread is non-zero, the hook function receives the specified events only from the thread specified by ID thread. Both are 0, the hook function receives the specified events from all threads and processes. Clients can call set one event hook multiple times if they want to register additional hook functions. Yeah, it's not the case. Set one event hook must have a message loop in order to receive events. So this basically will look for the... It will, if I understood correctly, will basically just like look for all the processes to handle to get the windows and shed their values. And it just runs the application. New main window. So this goes to the form part in here. I hate that Rider doesn't automatically, what is the name? Expand the thing when you go to a folder and to a file inside of that folder. So it's simple, has a process watcher. Specifies form, as will handle favorites, makes sense. This is possibly related to setting a value on the menu that prevents the auto handling to work. I recall having something there like automatic thing. At least with the processes. When does this list update? Holds the list of processes detail, process watcher? Yeah, it keeps watching. Alright. Initializes the components. I presume it's something related. Oh, God damn it, there it goes with the regions. Isn't there an option to encode? I remember that there was an option that allows you to just fucking open all the things. Right click and doesn't do nothing. God damn it, am I blind? Buddy, I might be blind. It has an extend selection option in there. Well, Since I don't recall and I don't have the patience to search for it, doesn't work. Great. Because possibly because that's not the function of the thing. Like, look at this, external access and processing. You open, like, thinking that there's something related in there. Nope. It's 3 lines. There's a bunch of shits in here. I could just open it like this. Bunch of shits in here. 1,000 lines. A good amount of shits to have a look at. This must be in here, right? Nope. I'm not familiar 100% how the window forms work. Never had to work with the shits and never thought about learning. Sure, it's basic, but components, it creates shit like this. Nightmares. Context menu strip. Button make borderless. Look at this nightmare, man. Just this is a pain. Instead of creating, let me see if I understand correctly. Instead of creating functions, methods to properly initialize the components, you just separated with comments. That is freaking weird, man. Sure, it would pollute with a bunch of yep. Oh boy. Hopefully I don't care much for the design part of it. I'm gonna create my own interface. I don't care for the shit. So the language manager sets up, sure. But besides that, that's it. That's mostly what it does. Let me see. Let me search for makes the currently. Wasn't there no, wrong window. Wasn't there a thingy? I forgot. I was quite sure that there's an option. I forgot this here. Makes the currently, although it could not. Yeah, I was gonna say that it's not going to show up because those values might be inside of the language thing, but oh well. So it's on the main window regardless of the methods, so it would be easier to look here. So I have data, menu events, fucking hate it. Application form events, oh, those are the ones inside the groups. Yeah, you see these should be all separated as well. Like specific to each, instead of just like having a main, like imagine this, there's the main window and there is everything. Like I said, it works, but then it becomes this specific nightmare. Let's say, for example, let's look at the thing again. We have the favorites part in here, and we want to see only the things inside of here. We want to change only everything that is inside of the favorites panel. How do we do it? There's the menu events, tray icon, global hotkeys, and that's it. How do we search or change things related to that? It just becomes a nightmare to. It just becomes a nightmare to maintain. How do I understand the title? It's just what I'm doing. The main idea. I don't know if you might not be aware. There's this application called Borderless Gaming. It basically just changes Windows to be borderless, and it is open source, which is nice. Thing is, for who knows what reason, besides capitalism, the developer decided that it was a good idea to isolate and have two parts of the application. One being gatekept by a purchase on Steam. And wait a second, did he remove the thing? No way. He did remove the thing. He removed it. No, it's there. Oh, he changed the piece of shit. Oh, the piece of shit. I looked at this yesterday. Didn't you just say it was open source? Yeah, it is. So the main thing, like it is open source, the old version, like the one it's considerably buggy, it's a little bit harder to use. Sure, it's nice, but the thing is just he stopped updating that one. And he released this new one. It's been a while that he did this, but I just like got pissed now. And it's a nice thing because he's even charging for dark mode on the paid version. And the funny thing is that yesterday it wasn't like this. Right now, for some reason, it's just showing the donation here, and inside he's changed this use. Now it's called Borderless Gaming Insider. It was called yesterday Dark Mode, and I presume it has something to do with this review here, where the person just mentioned things about how it's criminal to charge for dark mode. Not gonna lie, exactly. That is the point. And I had a considerable discussion here with this person here that was like complaining that it was like it used to be a very good thing, and then he added DLC to enable dark modes, and the developer like said some shit to him, just like a bunch of nonsense, and he removed it. He removed the dark modes. But he only changed it so that the name is different, but the images is still the same. So yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit. So the whole idea is me, a person that doesn't understand exactly how Windows APIs work, besides the basic part, like trying to understand how the software does what it does, and then basically creating a almost the same fucking thing that he's charging for, but putting it for open source as well. Bro wants to get hated. Exactly. It's not a new thing. It's not a new thing. So fork this and try to upgrade. Yep. At first, I need to understand how it does what it does. But the code is a nightmare. As it often is. Good luck, man. Yeah, it's gonna require a bunch of luck. You're crazy. I am. Like, look at this nonsense. This is just like the main window, and he put everything inside here. It's not like it's not separated at all. Like, it's just all in here. Sure, I'm not going to use his shitty ass interface. I'm gonna create a better one, but then the code's way too long. Yeah, exactly. 1,000 lines just for the main window, and that's the problem, because the only thing that exists in this is the main window. Might even be better to try to make it from the get-go. Yeah, the interface, I'm gonna do it by scratch. There's no fucking way that I'm gonna try to understand whatever the fuck it is that he did in here. The main thing that I need to understand is like the main parts of it, like how it handles the processes, and how it does the whole borderless part of it. Because as far as I recall, I've never had to work with Windows API directly, so it's gonna be fun, I presume. But then the fact that most of the things are here, it's just a matter of cleaning things up and then creating an interface on top of it. It's very likely that I'm going to use something more modern, something like Avalone or something, but I'm going to keep it C# because I'm rather code in C# than anything else. Oh, thanks for following, man. That was nice. I'll follow to just check how you're doing from time to time. Yeah, it's not gonna I presume it's not going to be an easy task, but someone has to do it. And from as far as I've seen, no one seems to be, at least publicly, doing this, like specifically this application. So hell, this C sharp. Now I like using C sharp. It's, if I understood better C++ or any other, like maybe Rust or other things, but no. I prefer these default C and CPP. Yeah, there was a time where I started learning C and C++ at university. There were some teachers that preferred as well. But then it's just like, it's so many, like, so many things that you need to do just for some basic thing. It's just like, I understand that it's better, but I just want the thing done. I don't want to care where the memory is going or where or whatever the fuck is happening. I just want the thing done. Fair enough, yeah. Although there's no fucking way that I'm gonna use something like Python that doesn't. There is like some kind of. I was talking about it before. There is like, goddamn it, where is it? Here. Come on, open up. This. There is this little thingy here that someone made in Python. And sure, it works in a similar way than this one, but it's even more lacking, let's say. It sure does work. And it's a little bit old, I think. I think it's been like more than 4 years when the guy started making this. But it's just like, it was just like it doesn't look like the guy's serious about it, because he hasn't changed much about the thing. There's like some of the issues, like you can't like properly see which ones you can change your favorites with the like windows that you've set previously. It's weird. It's weird to use, and it's in Python, so no thanks. We'll have to try and help, but I already got my hands full with work in practice. Yeah, this is gonna be. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be as complex after I understand whatever the fuck it is being done. Whatever. $10 for freaking dark mode. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not in dollars. It's because by default, god damn it, I forgot. By default, it's in reais from Brazil. So it's, I don't know, $1 or maybe even less, I don't know. But still, it's charging for dark mode. That is weird. I need to set this browser to be specific to well, it is. It shows for you for €10. Sheesh. That is fucked. That is absolutely fucked. I thought it was specifically from the one that was showing for me. Yep, that is all. Great. See the butcher. It's so fucking weird. Sure, he added, like, for example, he added this feature, which basically kind of creates a window around the thing, so that, for example, for software that it doesn't get bigger, or you want to play it pixel perfect or whatever the fuck, it has a thing around, but then it's just I could, for example, keep this only on the paid version and have like the rest of the changes be on the open source one, but nope. For some reason, he thought that it was a good idea to move the entirety of the software and all of the future updates to be specific limited to the Steam version. Could be a good feature on stream, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it is an interesting feature, but that's the problem of how he's doing. I mean, you know what I think it is? It might have been that he saw how the application started being downloaded, like more than usual, or maybe it increased the amount of issues that people were complaining about things. And he thought, well, I might have something here that I can get me some money. And then he did it in all the wrong ways. Nice Discord rules, by the way. Oh yeah, it's been a while since I've used Discord. I need to get used to hanging out. I don't even have it open right now. Now look at this shit. It's all, if I understood, a mix of native APIs with regular code in the middle as well. Yeah, like for example, this is just regular code that is not even being called anywhere. And then just a bunch of things like send message. Sure, all of them are related to the same DLL, but I'm quite sure that it would be nicer to separate, isolate things in different classes pertaining to each specific responsibility. You know, like a regular program. You call that trash, my friend? Indeed, it is. The problem is that I will need to learn at least most of what all these Windows API methods does. Like, for example, set system cursor. That is quite easy to understand what it does. But then get a window long, maybe it gets the identifier. I just got a bunch of docs to read. Like an is window, that is quite clear what it is. Window thread process ID, clear as well. And then here we have regular codes. Sure, Rider is considerably good to inspect and look at things. But still is going to be a pain in the ass to look at all the things. Today I thought about mainly just looking at what it does, having a main idea of what exactly is behind the scenes, and then I will think about it, how I will approach this. It's crazy nested, my eyes are hurting. Oh boy, it's like, even for example, there's a bunch of, he even has like some types inside of it. I mean, it's just, I've seen, like, for example, on very, very old codes in C++, like things being done like this. Because because on very old code bases and shit like that. But that is not the way you code on C#. On C#, you're very, very descriptive, because that is the whole reason for using C#, to make things as clear as possible. Sure, having a native class that has a bunch of native calls and shit like that, it makes sense, but it doesn't mean that you need to, like, place everything in the same location. Hope you post updates about this on Discord. That's a good idea. I'll see if I post things over there every now and then when I get hate about this. So there's the four, like, for example, this is what an unusual C# class should look. Just, it's a foreground manager. What it does, it looks for the things. And even then, here, the name is weird, because it's not a regular API. And sure, it's like, as the thing says, very complex, basically, because there's a bunch of nested things. But what he does is just check for if the favorites are not null, and then does some things inside and an empty cache. A very good sign. And of course, there's always a bunch of namespaces added for nothing. Is it criminal if I do not nest namespaces? Posting haters is the best indeed. I don't think it would be criminal. It depends. Also, having to use like the old way that he has with places inside it. For example, the newest, I don't recall in which C# version they added that away so that you can just like place a thing in here and it counts as being in that namespace. You don't need to place anything inside it. You don't need to nest inside of it. It's just, I don't know. But this is kind of what would be nice to have. Like just the name of what he does, some things that he uses, a thing that he subscribes to, and a method. But then there's no documentation. It mostly uses. It feels like it's a native method, yet it isn't. So why do that? Why use native naming? Isn't even writers just like complaining about shit? Why use native naming of methods for something that isn't native? Like, for example, one thing that is not 100% a problem in C# is just like having like ridiculous big descriptive names for methods and shit like that. Which isn't a problem in C# because, as I said, that's the whole idea. It needs to be as descriptive as possible. No shit like HWND. What the fuck does that mean? It's hardware or H window? I think it's H window, but what the fuck does the H means? Header? It's not that much of a problem in CPP either. If it's for private methods, yeah. Because the thing is just like nested inside somewhere and just like what you're interfacing with, it's not, it's, if what you're interfacing with is clear, it's fine. Height window, I think. It's a specific screen, I don't think it would be. Because if it is height of the window, there would be width of the window as well. I mean, this is possibly related to the. Wait a sec. Remove the specific screen. I need to get used to the goddamn keyboards up. This presentation thing is gonna help a lot with this. I don't know, H is weird, the guy is weird. If it is, I'm quite sure that he's just following the convention for some of the native calls, because for example in here there's HWND. But then that is because it's the native call. You don't need to use that name. And I think that even with the native call, no, if it is a native call, I think you can't. Yeah, if I recall correctly, you can't change these, otherwise it doesn't work. But then if it is a method that is accessing a native call, there's no reason for you to use the same naming. Because you are using directly C#, you're not inside, like this one is interfacing with whatever the fuck HWND is. Let me see, I had opened one of the things in here. Let me see if this one has, no, it doesn't have the H window, whatever the fuck. Let me see something else. And there was something else that added this, possibly a poll on the tongue. Just for the records, your UI shows the music playing, but it cannot be heard. Really? It should be heard. That doesn't make sense. I set everything right. Didn't I? It should be heard. It's shown on OBS. It's on the tracks. Oh, let's see. Promise I don't hear a thing. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It should be playing. Yep, for some reason it isn't, even though it's all redirected correctly. That's odd. Yeah, the audio track is set to 5. The music's set to go on 5 as well. That is absolutely weird. It isn't much of a bother since your mic has really good quality in some level. Yeah, and I tested considerably this before, and it was working fine. Now I'm just like wondering why the fuck it isn't working. What mic you have, by the way? I need to change mine. There we go. So I had to turn off the string, no, like the string volume because it was fucking up my mind hearing my own voice. You see, it's a problem because it's not really a mic that might be accessible everywhere. And I even forgot the name of it. Let me see. It was this one. As far as I know, it's a mic that is specifically available in Brazil. But the mic by itself, the mic's quality by itself is not that great. I'm just running a bunch of plugins in the background to clear up the sound. It's this fucking thing, which is not going to show up properly. Like the way I'm running everything here is just like it's kind of convoluted right now. For example, the screen that is showing up is not on a regular monitor. I'm using a virtual display in order to show up things. It is this fucking thing, Super Frame Voice, but the problem is that, as far as I know, it's only available on Brazil. But I'm quite sure that it's kind of a generic mic that is repackaged by some brand here in Brazil. I'm gonna look into it and see if I find the original one. I mean, the mic captures the voice fine, but you need to clear up in order to be okay, at least to my standards. And I am perfectionist, which is a problem. Why not do things the normal way? You have no idea the amount of things that are running in the background. Like, for example, right now, there's this isolating all the audio and all the things, and maybe this might be one of the culprits why the audio is not working, but I need to test 100%. And then there's the virtual display monitor. Most devs are perfectionists. Yep. And then there's the virtual display monitor because I have two screens, two like regular monitors, but I already have a setup that I use for when I stream like games and shit. And I didn't want to use that setup because it requires like more space to develop, like to do development and things like that. So I didn't want to mess with the previous setup, so I thought I need another monitor, but I don't have the funds to buy another monitor right now. So I thought, can't I create a virtual one? And you can. So right now, this is a virtual monitor that I use. Let me show you. It's funny. Oh, goddamn, if I open up, it's gonna crash things. No, it's not gonna crash things, but it's not gonna work in the same way that I want to. Like, for example, there's this? No. This. Yep, this should be fine. There is this feature. Yep, this. There's this feature on OBS that allows you to open a window to whatever it is that you're recording, a source, a scene, or whatever the fuck. So I use this to see into the virtual monitor. And that's how I'm able to see what is happening on a screen that I have no access to. I wonder who's the weirder guy between you with all those things or me that's just watching like that. That's sick. Yeah, I am kind of crazy with some of these things. I'm also I also like to automate a bunch of shit. So there's like a bunch of, like, for example, this is not that impressive because I know that there's like some other streamers that use things like this. But I do have one of these things, Touch Portal. It creates a management window similar to String Deck on a phone. So it basically has like I just add like a bunch of things that makes it easier to manage the screen, like the string, without having to open and switch things. So there's like on the background, there's a bunch of automation. And boy, wait till you see wait till you see my scenes in OBS. Oh, I have that too. Don't worry, I have my craziness too. Yeah, every crazy has its own person. Every craziness, like, let's see, look at this. There's the scenes for OBS. It's beautiful. It has like tags in front of the scenes for me to be able to identify them easily on streamer bots and also on Torch Portal and other places as well. What's a scene, not gonna lie? Yeah, it's mainly because the way it works. Oh, I needed some water. The way it works is that most of the, like, I use something like this. Let me see if it will show up. Yeah, well, it's a plugin for OBS that allows you to clone another scene or source, and I use it to organize things inside of those scenes. So I kind of use the scenes to build further scenes so that I can, for example, add something like God damn it, my throat, like the avatar in the corner. It's a considerably composed scene that mixes a bunch of things one inside of it. Like, for example, if I change whatever the fuck is on the screen, it changes on the avatar overlay. So that is because I do things in a crazy way inside of it. Like, I use some scenes to, like, let me just kind of break the illusion. Like, for example, there's a scene that has only the avatar. And then there's another scene that composes like the things. It uses a clone from that previous scene and places inside of it so that it has a background. And then it composes under other things, for example, with the overlay that is completely separate from everything. And it's also, for some reason, websites. It's not, I feel like it's literally code. It's not an image. I done that way because I know that eventually I will want to change things. And if it is an image, it's more convoluted to change things. And then there's a bunch of, like, for example, there's this weird ass screen here that is composed on top of other things. This one is specifically to change the like to adapt the brightness on top of the thing. There's like a bunch of weird shit that I do in the background. And that's one of the reasons why the music's not playing right now. There's like way too much shit going on. And right now I'm trying to understand why is it not playing even though it's showing everything fine on OBS. So the monitoring is there. It's going to the 5th track. And Twitch is using the 5th track. Wait a sec, it's also going to the 1, 2, 3, it's also going to the 4th one. Which is the 4th one? The 4th track has nothing. It's okay, you got bigger problems. Yeah, it doesn't make sense why it doesn't work. Everything else is set fine. Like, for example, my voice is also on the 5th track, and it's outputting fine. Like, just so you see that I'm not crazy. This is the music. This is my voice. Both are on the same track because it mixes up and it goes to Twitch, but this works. This doesn't. And it's nice music also. You show me how crazy you work and show me the opposite. That makes sense. You got a point there. There's also like a bunch of other things with the audio that I route everywhere as well in order to make things make sense. I know what I can do. Let me change this. And then towards the B3. Now I have things working on B3 and B1. But it's working now, apparently. I found the issue. I'm dumb. That's the problem. The problem is that I'm dumb. No, it's not. It is something entirely different. Ah, bollocks. I know what happens. I know what happened that I also don't know as well. I'm the dumb one who has to wake up in 5 hours. Well, I understand 100% because I often sleep for 5 hours as well. I know what's the problem. It's because I was messing with some things, and now shit is not working properly. Like, look at this. There's the thing in here, but as you can see, there is go there mouse. There's two external music things because one is the one that gets directly from voice meter, the thing that handles the audio, and this one gets directly from a device inside voice meter, and this is the one that is not working for some reason. Even though it works on OBS. So when I enable on voice meter, I accidentally enabled this one. But the problem with this one is that, if I recall correctly, it should be very low now. Yep, it is. It becomes very low. Because it uses the main volume control in order to change like the volume. But the problem is that I use that volume control to change it so that I can hear it in a different volume than string hears it. And that's why this one should not be used. Should be used this one. Like this top one is the one that should be working, not the bottom one. And the music is working because the bottom one is playing as well. That's bullshit. Just got out of 110 hours of dev. I need my mind to relax. I know exactly. I know exactly the feeling. The brain needs to rest so that when it wakes up, you can think, oh, I know exactly how I can fix that issue. Otherwise, that doesn't happen. Been doing keyframing for half of the time, though. It was worse. You mean keyframing as in video editing? As in making animations for a game? Oh, I get it. No, I fucking hate it that are people screaming outside for no reason. Also, you're developing a game. What kind? Me also is game developer, although I've yet to develop a game. FPS narrative shooter. What would be the closest terms, I think? Not sure. Narrative shooter. Something like... Isn't like that game where... God damn it. There's that kind of humor comedy game. Let me see if I remember the name. I've added a bunch of systems that make the life of players a nightmare. That's always good. But I can't remember the name of the game now. There's one designed for the hardcore world where you have to constantly press a key to pump the heart. If not, you die. It is going... It might be exactly what I'm thinking about, but I don't remember the name. I don't know. Well, it's that kind of comedy game that, if I recall correctly, they released the second one Stanley's Parable or something like that? You have the Stanley Parable, something like that. Like when you say FPS narrative shooter, that is the first thing that would come to mind. There's a game with similar controls that's been advertised some months ago called They Killed Your Cats. Alright, a revenge shooter with manual reload mechanics and fully simulated physics-based enemies. They killed your cats. I got mad because I was writing the game at the time. I was too busy to make the game. Yeah, I understand that issue. They killed your cats. Dev looks like an idiot, though, to be honest. I don't know how he can say such nonsense in his YouTube. Oh, that's common, I guess. It's a very common thing. Tale as old as time. Developer creates game and then it's just like it's bad shit, it's insane, or like possibly is hidden racist, homophobic, or whatever the fuck, and then it starts spouting nonsense on comment sections, YouTube videos, or whatever the fuck. It always happen. This is just being to do, so I can't. Oh, that is absolutely nonsense. Unless he's literally like implementing. What is the name? God damn it! What is the fucking name? Oh, my mind. Sometimes I forget a bunch of words for no reason. Unless he's implementing something like ray tracing from scratch, there's no reason why it would be hard or expensive. Maybe what he means by expensive is, oh, it's the plugin on Unreal Marketplace is expensive and I don't want to buy it, or something like that. To be honest, fair, I've thought if he made the videos with AI at some points. It has. I mean, using AI is not an issue. The problem is when you want to do every single little thing with the AI. AI is nice as like a helper, but not like the main thing. Brother, I'm making a game with similar core mechanics than Godot. Oh, I wanted to use Godot as well, but I think it's, at least in my mind, it seems like Godot, it's way too much in its infancy. Sure, it has like a good deal of years already of development, but I normally use Unity, but there's like with all those bullshit decisions from the CEO and the controversies that happens like the later years, it has been a problem. But then at the same time, most of the things that I do on Unity are in a manner that I can easily just pick it out of Unity and just place somewhere else. So if eventually it comes to a day where I can't use Unity anymore, just like remove mostly all of the main parts and just place in some other engine. As long as it has C# in there, it just fucking works. To be honest, my main concern about Godot is the encrypting of the export of the game. Why? It's not encrypted at all or something like that? I'm not familiar with how Godot works. I know the minimal amounts from seeing it, but I don't know how it works behind the scenes. It's not at all by default. I know that I recall that there was like there was some controversies in Godot as well because of, I don't know, people like complaining about things on Discord or whatever the fuck, or on Twitter or whatever, and then they created a fork called Red something. I don't remember, but I recall that I recall seeing those things. As Godot is an open source project, the idea of encrypting produced games is kind of sensible. Yeah, I mean, it is always a good idea to not expose all of your code for a product that you're developing for the end user. It doesn't make sense for it to be all in the open. That is one of the problems with C# as well, because you can basically basically inspect every single C# DLL and see everything inside of it. But for those situations, you do some obfuscation and some shit like that, and it just like makes it harder, albeit not impossible. Which is like, security is always an illusion. It's never a guarantee. But if you can like push a bunch of more complex things on it, it should work fine. Some guy made an extension to encrypted product. It's a simple one though, so it will keep most idiots out, but the pros will still make it true, I believe. Well, if you think like that, regardless of the, like for example, there's the whole, goddamn it, what is the fucking that stupid ass DRM shit that there's always like some controversy showing up about him. What is the name? No. The Nuvu? Yeah, I think it's the Nuvu. No, the Empress is, if I recall, it's one of the crackers that also gets in controversies all the fucking time. It's always fighting with other people. But I think it's Denuvo, if I recall correctly the name. But then, like, eventually, even Denuvo being a company that has like a bunch of people behind it, eventually someone manages just to crack their implementation. So regardless of how expensive or how complex the encryption or obfuscation or whatever the fuck it is that you place, if someone is really, really interested in accessing whatever the fuck it is you're trying to encrypt, they will. That's why I'm not thinking too much about it. Yep. It's I would say it's a thing to have in mind, but not to worry about. As long as you manage to, like I said, like encrypting would be the best option. But if you can't find encryption, just use obfuscation. Obfuscation is the second best option. I still want to know why the fuck the correct music thing is not passing by. Let me see if maybe it's this one, and if it is, it's gonna have duplicated sounds. Audio? No, because there's no audio coming from that one. I don't get it. Go back to Borderless, you lazy. Yeah, I need to look into it. When under this music issue, it doesn't make sense. It's there. If I open the advanced audio properties, I can monitor it and I can hear the music as well, which makes sense because that's how it works. But somehow, for some reason, it's not outputting to the string. I mean, sure, the way I'm playing has, like, you know how I told you about how I nest scenes inside of scenes and clone other sources and shit in order to do things? That's one of the ways why I am inserting that sound in there. It is inside a scene for audio sources that captures that specific audio source, and then it sends towards another scene that is cloned inside another scene. And then, oh, I know. Yeah, right now, I think I'm gonna leave it the way it is right now, but I know how I'm gonna test it later. I think I'm gonna stream privately on YouTube to test, because it's the only way, since the issue is happening only on the string and not on your OBS. OBS seems to be working all fine. Then I will need to stream side. A question: do you want to see peak UI planning? Oh, definitely, most definitely. Let me see. This is there. There it goes. Go right back. There it goes. There, all there. This. Oh man, I was meant to have finished most of the games that I want to make, because there's way too many games that I want to make. But I waste way too much time on the back end instead of like the game itself. The last things that I was doing regarding game developing was implementing an entity component system from scratch, because all of the other entity component systems that I found are not how I wanted it to work. And that was a nightmare. I need to basically just restart it from scratch because I did so many things on it that right now, seeing with another mind, it just doesn't look good. I have a lot of projects too, which is why I force myself not to do too many stuff right now. Yeah, it's a problem. I have not only I am autistic, I also have ADHD. So both of those don't match. The ADHD 6 scales and the autism 6 order, so it's complex as fuck, problematic. But yeah, what about the UI, the peak UI planning? Let me see. Isn't there a search option here that is maybe this? No, this goes to Win user. Yeah, there's no. Oh, this is specific to the Win user API. Oh, it could be that Win users user 32. I don't even know. I want to know what I have. Check out scores. Can't really send up there. Yeah, there's that fucking thing. Let me just fucking open the scores. I don't know why, but I never got used to Discord. There is the. Come on, where's my mouse? Oh, it's in the invisible monitor. Makes sense. Okay, over there. Oh, found you. That was not showing by default. Let me see. God damn it, where's my chat? There it goes. I'm a pro paint artist. Oh boy. Let me see. Oh, I see the whole. There's an oxygen meter. Inhale. That is blink. Yeah, blink. Oh, your letters are as good as mine. And eject mag, insert mag, chamber, interact. I see. I mean, to describe, it's enough, I guess. I mean, it does the job to show. What is that on the top, though? That is a heart? The circle thing? Hard or heart? It's either one or the other. Where is... There it goes. The keys are just... We are pros, yeah, indeed. The keys are just hints they won't show all the time. Yeah, I got it. Gotcha. Just to make things clear. Inhale and blink. FPS narrative shooter. I don't think I've ever seen that the specific combination narrative as a description for an FPS game. Not that I remember, besides like something like Stanley Parable and some other similar games too. Alright, where's chat? Where's my monitor? Where's my thing? There it is. Circle thing would be a heart and just too lazy to draw a proper one. I don't know, man. I like making narratives and have FPS controller idea. Why not combine? Yep. That's how God damn it, I always hate the pronunciation of this word, genre. Genres? Is that the correct pronunciation? Fuck me. Genre. Fucking hate it. Oh, do you know this song that is playing right now? Are you a connoisseur? Current project has a really simple narrative though, so that I can focus on the control. At the end of the game is what is it? Oh, you have like those parts thought out already. Oh yeah, I recall you said that you were writing the game before developing it. I don't know if, I do not know any of your music, I believe. Oh, this one. Most people out on the interwebs know this one. At least the people that travel through the 7 seas and shit. Oh, there is a fucking cop outside. Nice. Like there is oh no, I don't think I can show it on Twitch. Mm, no. If you know Empress, you know Fit Girl as well. Don't worry about Twitch. Yeah, if you know Empress, you must have heard about Fit Girl before. Kind of famous repacker who everyone just keeps like wondering is the person really a girl or not? Is it a man that uses the moniker as Fit Girl? And it's just like, why bother? Doesn't matter. Just download the thing. Doesn't ring any bell. It's a famous game repacker. She has a website literally called Fit Girl Repacks or something like that. And this music plays on her repacks. So anyone that has downloaded one of her repacks, then I don't know, anyone that downloaded one of the repacks from then knows the song. When I was working before I was streaming to think about my animations, brought out a gun replica on stream. Well, if Hassan can do it, why? I presume that anyone can. Okay, I need an easy way for me to find just get something like this and then just get the API. Otherwise, this is gonna be a pain in the arse to no Windows documentation. Yeah, it seems to be Win user as well, which is user 32. Yeah, I'm gonna presume that everything that is user 32 is Win user. Makes sense, but why the fuck not have the main thing in there? And there's a difference with file name A and W. Great. I guess you will have fun. Yeah. The Dwarf Fortress kind of fun. It is still so weird to move a mouse on a screen that I don't see kind of physically. And it also has a very small minor delay. Luckily, me, I don't play CSGO, so I'm not a crazy guy. But oh no, but there is no 5 milliseconds of delay. I'm gonna miss my shots. You made this to yourself, indeed. I could have been doing some other things, but it's mostly because I'm pissed. I'm pissed about having to open this goddamn application every single time like that. Like, for example, this, where's the fucking thing? Come on, where is it? There. Like, having this nightmare here that is not properly organized and it's all complicated for me to just, I can't see at a glance one of the things. I need to search for one of those. It's a pain. There's no search option. There's no nothing. And it's, goddamn, I closed it. It was not supposed to close it. Luckily, it doesn't affect if it is open or not. As long as it did things before, it's still gonna keep doing. I mean, the windows don't change. They're still there. And also, luckily for today, I'm only thinking about just seeing what does what. Oh yeah, where was the manipulation one? Yeah, make window borderless. So there's the logic part. Language manager, process watchers, cross-thread extension and process extension. What do you do here? Find index process by name. No, just name. By the PID, makes sense. Find PID from index process name. Well, that is exactly opposite to the other one. Like I thought. And then this one, parents, flanking LED from, but it's never used. Ugh. That is one of the reasons why when I see something like this, I know that the person doesn't use Rider, doesn't use ReSharper, or whatever the fuck. And he must use possibly a not modern IDE to program. Or if he does use, there is something wrong with that person. Because why does he have this? He doesn't use it. If he doesn't use it, is it because he removed things previously and it's left here? And if so, why didn't he mark with an obsolete tag? Oh boy. So this one makes the windows borderless. Is it required to have a thing this big just to make a window borderless? If needs a delay. So this is possibly acquired from here. Game Maker, what does it mean? Other game engines? Oh, so he detects specific game engines because some might be, if it is Unreal, for example, some of them might be a pain to handle or whatever the fuck. There's Unreal here. Windows class name Unreal. Check for the class contain Unreal because it differs per game. Wait, what? Check if a Windows class contains Unreal because it differs per game. If it differs per game, then checking for it is not gonna help. If it differs, what the fuck? It doesn't make sense. And this one is possibly related to Game Maker. That's possibly a thing that is inside of the Game Maker thing, but then why this one is added inside of the declaration of the variable, and this one is made as a private static bool. It's these things that make me wonder why. If it was closed source and it was not open source, I could understand, but it being open source and being out there, why doesn't he make it easier to edit? Automatic match a window to favorite details. If that information is available, notes. If one is not available, the default settings will be used as new favorite objects. Automatically match this window to a process. It feels like there was something here that's missing. Fail safe to prevent rapid switching, but also allow a few changes to the window handle to be persistent. You know what? Look at his nightmare of a code. What I think I'm gonna do is just focus on the interface first, connect everything and make it work on the new interface. And after I have like a new interface and things are working as it would with the old interface, then I think I'm gonna look into refactoring some of this nonsense that he has. I won't look at it for long. It's 2 a.m. for me, so I'll head to bed. Good looking Borderless. Well, I'm gonna finish this stream soon as well. Possibly just stop 2 hours and gonna leave because I was supposed to start it earlier, but then I was like fixing some of the audio issues as well, and then there's still issues for some reason. But yeah, good night as well, and thanks for showing around and like following as well. And it would be nice to accompany as well the progress on your game. It seems to be an interesting combination of things. FPS, narrative, shooter. My pleasure. Yup. I'm gonna suffer on this more. But not for long though, possibly for only more 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, I think that is the best idea for now. I'm gonna learn possibly how Avalonia works. I'm gonna change the project to use a more recent C# version and framework. And I'm gonna try and connect Avalonia to it. Although it might be a pain because I'm gonna have to understand all these 1,200 lines in order to connect things. Which might not be that much of a problem. It's better to just understand all this than have to understand the entirety of whatever the fuck is going on in this native class. God damn it, I always forget and click on top of the projector window that shows the monitor and not the monitor itself. Okay, let's look at this bullshit then. Those strip check for updates, checks change. This is, I presume that this is mostly going to be just connections for, I mean, there's no reason for it not to be it. It just connects the regular codes to features on the interface, although it will be a pain to understand what exactly which one is which feature. So strip global hotkey. Oh, I presume this is the application menu events. Even though I fucking hate groups, it could be that these groups are gonna help me somehow. Like, for example, the application form events. Lists. Oh, look at this. Using like fucking old, like partially list process, but then there is no I in there. And it starts with a lowercase l. And it's not an intentional mistake because it's in here as well. So he's mixing the naming from, like, for example, LST processes. So if he was specifically using naming conventions for the, what is the name? Fucking, the naming convention for what is the fucking name? C++. If he was specifically using that, he wouldn't use LST processes selected index changed. He would use something like ls3 proc, IDX CHG. That would make more sense than LST processes selected index changed. Sure, naming, but still, it makes everything just harder. Like, for example, here, LST processes, LST favorites. Both of these should be a fucking class. And then in there, you implement whatever the fuck it is, and then you have everything separated to, like, specific to processes and specific to favorites in their own locations. But no. Button remove favorites, enabled, list favorite selected item. Sure. Valid selection equals false. List processes, selected item. So where exactly he's getting this from? The process watch? Oh, there's the designer one as well. Ugh, I fucking hate window forms. I never used it, but I already hate it. Look at this nonsense. Yeah. Okay, I think the next string, I'm gonna try and convert the logic part. At least that he did, right? I'm gonna try and convert the logic part to be updated to a newer I don't think there's like, yeah, it makes sense that it's not there. I don't think there's like very complex things in here. Command line parser, protobuf, compression zip file, task schedule. Yeah, very simple dependencies. Shouldn't be that much of an issue to. Oh, I noticed one thing. Fuck me. He doesn't have tests. Fuck. He doesn't have tests. Oh, shit. Oh, bollocks. I can't believe he doesn't have tests. Bullshit. This is gonna be way harder. If I update to a newer framework and I don't have tests, I will have to create the tests myself. Because how the fuck will I know if the logic is working fine? Ah, fuck me. This is gonna be a nightmare. What am I getting myself involved with? Ah, boy. It's gonna be fun though, maybe. Yeah, I think for now that's what we're doing. It's enough to see that it's going to be a nightmare. It's enough to see that it's going to be convoluted. But if I do it in a way that I first do the interface and then later refactor the code, it's gonna be easier because I'm gonna already have something that works. And then I can fix the nightmare that is the code behind it. Refactor pretty much everything. Let me just take a quick look on all the classes before I end. Let me open this. Yeah, there's a bunch of fucking hate when I see those things. Oh, so there is indeed a thing. Why didn't it show better though? Weird. So this is specific to language manager. I saw this one before. It loads from a zip file. Sure. That is not that much problematic. The process watcher. Let me look in here. No, it's not gonna show up precisely. So it watches for the processes to see if it needs to do something regarding when a window opens and shit. This is pretty much straightforward. It's not that complex. It seems that here he does things in the proper manner. I mean, it's sensible. Besides this. Why the fuck have an underline in the thing while on most of other things you just place its camel case? Handle prune processes. Is there any specific? Remove the border to a specific screen and remove a border. Oh, I think I get it. He's doing it with underlines. Wait a second. Oh, I see. Wait 10 seconds before removing the border. Well, why? Because delay borderless. Gotcha. Override timeout. Sure. But it calls itself over again. Ooh, that is a problem. That is a problem. Like, for example, here, most of the things are going to have, like, for example, favorite details and shit like that. Why doesn't he have a struct that passes most of those things, like, in the same way that he has an object for the favorites? It should be more composed, so that you just pass whatever it is that is specific to what you use, instead of just having like a bunch of this. Like, this should be only screen. No, not even the screen. Because oh, I see. It takes into consideration if a favorite exists, and if it doesn't, it just uses no. Makes sense. But at the same time, weird. This basically just should be just a single object that has the screen and the window handle ID. I think it's handle window. I've yet to understand. I've yet to look into the API as well. So handle prune processes, update processes. which seems to be way too long for whatever the fuck it's doing. I'm quite sure it could have been cleaner. Cheap followers on Streamboo. Oh, now I know that these guys use Streamboo. I'm gonna fucking ban that thing. I'm gonna block automatically every time someone sends Streamboo on the stream. And fuck you. Cross-thread extension. There is only a single method in here being used. Why? Process extension. These are nice. Let's call it models. Why the fuck do you use the name models? It's in the logic. Models, it's when you use when it's for the UI. It doesn't make sense when you follow like MVVM, right? Model view model, yeah. Or things similar to that. I don't get it. As well, window detection. This is the app settings. Overall, fine. He uses protobuf. Get it? Yeah, this is simple. There shouldn't be that many who I get it now. Oh, he's putting the static methods for loading inside of the object itself. Boy, it's just no. The config object is not responsible for handling what is done with the config object. That is not its responsibility. Its responsibility is only to store things and not to fuck. It should be a config utils or config manager or something like that, and then have the config as a data specifically. Okay, he's gonna do something similar with the favorites as well, right? Yep. No, that is just a toString. But he has a from window here. Weird. Hidden processes, always hidden processes. Oh, I see. It's itself. Windows core system processes, makes sense. Skip command video streaming software. You know what would be better than this? Hide any process that has no window. I'm quite sure that you can find if a process has a window or not. So if you, for example, there's no way that these are gonna have windows. The Explorer, maybe. Task Manager, maybe as well. But why the fuck are you hiding Task Manager? What if I want to reposition the Task Manager? That is not a good idea. Skip common video streaming software. Why? Why would you skip XSplit? Specifically XSplit and not the other ones. Not OBS. What is specific to XSplit that is not being... that needs to be hidden? The Explore, why as well? Why hide iExplore, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, why? I believe that there is a reason behind this, and it's not explained. Skip launchers, MISC. Sting, Origin, why is it skipping Sting? Doesn't hide the rest manually. Oh, what a great description. Fucking doesn't make sense. Of course, if the users are able to hide things, they're gonna hide. Wait a second. Let me see if there's a hide list that I never saw. I know buddy, I forgot. Timeout. Is it gonna remove the message from screen? It should be. Let me look at the application. Is there an option for hiding things? I don't see it. Run in startup, select language, check for updates, global hotkey. Hide balloon tips, that's not it. Restore all hidden applications, that would be it. But then there is no list for hidden applications. That is bullshit. So that is the language thing. No, wrong window. That is the language thing. There's weird why there's a space in here. Load data as well. It shouldn't be in here. You either have data or have a method. You don't have both. At least not in C# land. And I mean, you can, and sometimes you should, but if it is a specific data, just be data. More things gets window title that is not used, and it's removed from here. Yet it's still in there. Oh man, this is going to a public GitHub. Why the fuck? It's almost like he just does things without cleaning up later. And this I'm quite sure it's supposed to be date as well. It is, while at the same time it isn't, for some reason. It is data and it isn't data as well. There's a cursor that is blank for some reason. Exception handlers. Please open. Normal. Nope. This one. Things seem normal as well. Don't like that. Mildly complex. It's a string. What the fuck is going on inside of here? Why does the string properties this big? I like this song. Is it in the list? Oh, it is. For a second, I thought I hadn't never added this one to the list. To this place list. Like, look at the size of this. This is a single property. Every single time you query this, it does all this bullshit. And there is no backing. Oh, there is no backing, man. What the fuck are you doing? Version but chopped out. No, it's the same fucking thing because it's using this, which is an entirely different thing that gets from the other thing. And returns paths, yeah, which is not, it's not backed by anything as well. The data path is not going to change with the fucking, every single time that I need to query it. It should change. This should be an event. Bollocks. Oh man, I understand things now. Option. What does this mean? Is this something for GUI? No, for the command line. It possibly detects as a argument or something like that. Oh, I see. To open as minimized or silence. Starts the application silently, starts the application in a minimized state. Got it. And there's tools. Wait a second. Why there's Windows? Oh, it's because of Windows and not just like literally a window. I was starting to wonder why the fuck was this and not on the UI side. Although I still don't understand why the UI part is not named UI. It's almost as if the Borderless game is mainly UI and the logic is separate, instead of like the Borderless gaming being the logic and the UI being separate. Nice. Get containing rectangle. Saying normal. Audio. Why? Why does it handle audio if... What? Why does this application handles audio if it's... Why does it handle audio? What the fuck? Where is it? Why would it handle audio? There is. Oh, muting background, I get him. This is possibly a new thing, because I don't recall this being a thing. I don't understand why... Oh, no, it's kind of correlated with gaming, not specifically to window management. Makes sense. I didn't know that this was a thing. Enumerations. Ooh, am I... Oh, man. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, this is possibly related to default values that need to be here in order to have access to the native APIs. It's kind of good that there is some documentation But at the same time, I'm quite sure that the documentation that is here, he got from somewhere else. Oh, hi, Redman. How's it going? It's a pain. I decided to do whatever the fuck it is that I'm doing right now. And I'm suffering. Foreground managed, yeah, this one is fine. So manipulations, whatever the fuck it is, doing like the main part of the thing, which I don't like the name manipulation. Making the borderless delays. Do you know this application? Like this, where's the readme? I think I minimized the readme. Cute. Do you know this little thing, borderless gaming? Have you ever used something to control, like, so that Windows become borderless or whatever the fuck? What language is it? C#. Because I'm most familiar with C#. And I mean, although it's not exactly because of that, if I stop and think about it, because this is the original repository. Yeah, I know about it, but never used it. So yeah, thing is, I decided that I'm going to kind of, I want to say rewrite it. I will make it better, let's say. Because of a specific reason. The dude, some time ago, this is not the real release date, at least not on Steam. I think this is the original release date of the software on GitHub or whatever the fuck, but it's not the original one on Steam. The dude decided to gatekeep the further development on the application through Steam. So there are no more updates on GitHub. And sure, but I don't see, goddamn my throat. I don't see this as that much of a problem. I mean, people need to get money. Thing is, he left this fucking thing for like more than 10 years open. And now he decided that he wants to charge for it. Sure, he updated the UI. Alright, that's not a problem. He added like this, most of these features are not, I think maybe the profiles, but most of the features are not, existed in the previous games. Well, he added something like this, for example, an app container kind of thing. You can add like the window inside another borderless window so that you have like some kind of background for, let's say, applications where you play, where it is pixel perfect, you know, or that doesn't change the window size properly. That's nice. That's fine. I mean, I get it. Like, he improved a little bit of the thing. Thing is, look at this. Look at this. Look at this shit. He asks money for dark modes. Recent reviews, mixed. Very positive, because it was just regular application that changes your games to borderless. And lately, and also, yeah, yesterday, literally yesterday, because the guy like changed to, he responded to a review that was saying a bunch of shit about him, of him like charging for, yeah, dark mode DLC. Exactly. The thing is, it was that name before. It was literally here before. Now it isn't. It's kind of hidden in there, and now it's also called an insider version. But as you can see, it's literally dark mode there. And he calls himself like the ultimate utility for gamers, when the only thing that it does is just changing window management and shit. So you can see how the guy has things went to his head. And he's just like complaining and having fights with people on the reviews and shit like that. It becomes a nightmare. And also, I decided to, because since it was an open source software before, I just downloaded the repository, and now I'm gonna fucking make it better. And just put it back into GitHub in a better version. And hopefully maybe even implements the exact same fucking thing that he did in here. I have no idea how I will do it, but I'm quite confident that I could do it. It doesn't seem like it's, oh, this music's so nice. Didn't borderless optimization option from Windows made his whole software useless? I'm not familiar with that. Do you mean like Windows 11? Like, are there like borderless options on Windows 11 now? Or something like that? If there is, I'm not familiar. Because I use it now, Windows 10. No, I'm not familiar. I use it considerably. I use it a lot. Like, let me show you. It's like, let me just increase this. Favorites. I use it considerably, as you can see, for pretty much every single game that I ever played while streaming or recording. So, I have interests in this working properly. And also there's like a bunch of features that are not present. Like, for example, let me show you. You can get, like, for example, just a thing here, select it. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong window. God damn it. Select the thing, add to favorites. You can select like the types of, the way that it's going to detect the window on the favorites. Thing is, as soon as you add a favorite to here, you can't change that. There's no fucking way for you to change the way that the window is detected. You can't even change if I recall, I can't even change the regex. I think, yeah, there's no way. Like, for example, here I can double click, but there's no change. So, for example, let's say that I have a complex regex thing for this window here. If I want to change this, I need to remove the favorite and add it again, but I can't copy the name of the thing here. So there's like a bunch of minor things like that makes the use of the application like a pain in the ass. And it seems like some of the new changes to the new version of the app maybe fix parts of these issues, but also at the same time doesn't, so I'm not 100% sure. Actually mistaken, I used it only for games that doesn't offer a borderless option. Yeah, I am not aware. Let me see. Literally in real time. Windows 10 borderless option. I fail to see why it might be used for games which offer this option. And there is a reason. I do have a very good reason for that. Even for games that offer a borderless option. Like, for example, the way I use it is that while I am streaming or when I was recording some of the games, it is a pain in the ass. I can't just use full screen because my main monitor is ultra wide. So there would be like the borders outside if I record in 1080, regular 1080. So if I just crop the borders, there's a bunch of window space that is not used for anything. And also, if I'm streaming, I can place, like, for example, the chat right now. It's like, where is it? What is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here, like, chat. Literally on the corner of the ultra-wide monitor. Borderless optimizations enables default, and I have to disable this into compatibility tab on the next property. I was never aware of this. Yes, I don't know if it would be exactly the same thing. Let me see. Do you mean this? Disable full screen optimizations? Because it's the only thing regarding the screen. There's the legacy thing, there's change high DPI settings, scaling problems, override DPI scaling. So unless it's this, I'm not aware. Or maybe, no, this wouldn't be. So I'm not aware. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, if it is that just, if I recall correctly, that removes some of the optimizations that Windows apply to newer, like, starting from Windows 7 or Vista, I don't recall, the way it handles like the Windows, and that kind of conflicts when certain applications try to open like a borderless thing, and most new software shouldn't be afflicted by that. I know it's fixed some issue, but I can't remember what it does. Yeah, it basically just makes it behave as if it was a very legacy window management thingy. So most of the borderless options work on it because it doesn't apply like some modifications to the window, the way the window works in like newer Windows versions. And I presume that's that, as far as I recall. That's the most that it does. It just makes Windows, like a window, behave as if it was a legacy window, as far as I recall. So it fixes on certain issues. But this one is specifically for other things. Like, for example, let me just show you. Yeah, it should work. Let me just move mouse here. And I want only the monitor. Shouldn't be an issue. It's basically the same function. Where it says this. Nope, I'm not aware if the microphone is capturing the music audio, so it shouldn't. Fuck off thing. Here, for example. This is the view from my monitor. From my main monitor, the ultra-wide one. It has the Twitch thing on the corner. There's the chat down. Yep, there's the chat down there. And over here, on this part, is the... Well, now I need to explain another thing. Right now, what's being shown on stream is not a real monitor. It's a virtual monitor. So it's something that I can't see physically. So I use... Where is it? So I use this. So I use this function from OBS, the function that allows you to project sources and scenes and shit like that. So I use this to view into the virtual monitor. And that's what is in full Borderless full screen here. But also, I didn't like screenshots the parts, but there is like the Windows taskbar underneath here. So the way I use it is that, where's the thing? Right here. Do you see how it's shown here 1848 by 1040? It's precisely the size for 16 by 9 that doesn't distort the image as much and sits exactly at the top of the taskbar for Windows. So I have a window that is open borderless, full screen, while I can still see the taskbar and have the right and left sides open to have other things in there. And that's why I use the software. That's one of the reasons. And I do that with most of the times when I'm streaming. That's the setup. It's just like a 16 by 9 thing on the corner, on the left side of the ultra-wide monitor, and the chat things on the right side of the monitor. And this application helps to solve this issue, but with the whole things that this guy is doing right now, I got pissed. And I do so happen to be a programmer, so. And it would be nice to know that a person that is gatekeeping dark modes using a DLC. If it would be a shame if there was another application out there that does exactly what he does, but for free. And also, I already know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna when I create the GitHub page with the README, I'm gonna place something on the top. Now with free dark modes. Someone's sending shit on Kick, nice. So yeah, this page is fine. This code is fine, although I don't exactly like how it's made as security. This is file management, it's not really security. The name is not ideal. And the Windows thing, which is a class that is not instantiated anywhere. Yet it has static methods that are being called. Great. That's always a good thing. There has to be a fork which does it. I looked at, and there's barely anyone that is... I mean, there's a bunch of forks, but there's barely anyone that's changed or updated it to... Oh yeah, there's another thing. this version of the software is not available on GitHub. This specific one with this interface and all the further updates is specific to Steam. The only one that is available on, it's literally under GitHub. Let me look. Where is it? That is the main reason why I decided to do this shit. It's a waste of time. Here, this marks the final release of the legacy Borderless gaming platform. You can read the sunset notice or download the 9.6.0 version for free here. This version is code signed and includes security updates. Please use this official download instead of unreliable mirror sites. So yep, that's why. And this version is weirdly the one that I'm using and also not the one that I'm using right now, because as you can see, the latest like free version is 9.6. Yet I'm using 10. But I always downloaded the versions from GitHub, so I don't know. Feels weird. But yeah, it's just a pain. So you see 571 forks, and then when you look at the fork things, let me place updated ones. Recently updated. Unless there's someone that made changes very recently. Yeah, there's updates last week, but then it's just like created last month. I don't think someone is changing these. Like this, for example, what was the update? No, I see it. It literally just says here that the branch is up to date. So even the last week update was the thing update from the other one. So everyone that has it basically is just it's just like default forks. It doesn't seem like there's anything that has something different. There's this one that has 6 stars, but 3 commits ahead. What if dark? Oh, I see. What if dark mode wasn't behind the paywall? The only thing he's changing is, I believe it's going to be the original UI as well. And one of the things that I want to do is change the UI as well. Oh no, it seems like he has a different. No, it's Windows Forms, aren't he? Again. I found a fork where last commits message from 3 months is fuck you. Might be someone fed up with the owner bullshit, yeah. Interesting. This thing is a little bit different. Let me see. I remember I looked into this. I didn't find other things, which is odd. No, this is the regular one. Let's go back. I see. This is the one before the guy removed some of the things. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change things. It's still using Windows Forms. No. No, it still uses Windows Forms. Main window. Yeah, it still uses Windows Forms. So it's basically the same fucking thing. The same as the original one, but possibly the only thing that he added is the dark window. But the thing is, I'm not going to use the original interface. The only thing that I'm going to use is the logic part, which I also need to refactor because it looks like ass. But I'm going to first just change the, see, like, what seems to be is that you just got, like, the things from the other one and just changed. But I'm gonna take a look later into this one. Maybe there's, like, something different, but I don't believe there is. Like, for example, there's sting libs in here and some other things. I don't believe that this is done using Windows Forms. There's no way. This looks like Avalonia. This looks a lot like Avalonia. And I'm quite sure it's a separate repository. He's just like removed a bunch of shit in there from the original one so that it's not, people are not like, look at this. This is clearly Avalonia. It's the exact same thing. Like even the things around, it's clearly Avalonia. So yeah, the main idea is removing the previous Windows Forms interface, using a new updated interface that is more similar to this one, adds, then try to refactor the original code to be more readable and easier to maintain because, boy, the guy is messy. And after that, start adding more features. That would be a nice, an interesting passion project. And maybe even out of spite, eventually release the same fucking application on Steam, but not releasing it for free, and also just as having an option for donation. Just because, just as a nice fuck you. Sure, initially I'm going to basically use most of his code, but eventually it's just gonna change a lot because I don't like his code. Looks like ass. But I think I managed to do what I need to find some passion project to. Been a while since I wrote any code. Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to code things. And this is mostly gonna serve for me to go to maybe do more things in the afternoon and stop a little bit of the procrastination, and also stream to Twitch more in the afternoon. And then keep the gaming on at night. Should be fine. But at least for now, I think I did what I wanted to do, which was just see what exactly, how it... God damn it, not only it's me coughing, but there's also like a bunch of noise outside. People screaming and shit. Yeah, I think I managed to do what I wanted, which is look into the code base, kind of have an idea of how things work, and have an idea of what to do next, which is start by changing the logic parts to a newer framework, removing the old interface and change for a new one, and after that I can do other things. I can just start refactoring the old stupid ass code. Because it is going to be easier to add the interface first and add something that works, and then later refactor the nonsense that he has. He also has no tests at all, anywhere, which is a pain. But oh well. It is what it is. Yeah, that was supposed to be a kind of a quick... Last time I needed some custom software code, I pretty much took care of it. Just had to rewrite a few things which were deprecated since he had been trained. Oh, this stupid ass code, most of this like weird ass shit, I'm not going to rewrite by hand. I'm just going to isolate parts and just like throw into some AI and just go, hey, buddy, just clear the shit to me and add some documentation to the shit so that it's more readable. And then at least in the earlier parts, because look at this fucking nonsense. Look at this. It's just a bunch of native API calls with a bunch of regular methods in the middle that are not called anywhere. And with no documentation on any of those, I will have to, when refactoring, look each entry, what they do in the Windows documentation. And that's why I'm not refactoring at first. And also, look at this nonsense. Where's the main window? Then it's easy to come around here. I open so much shit. Like, there is the main window form. And you look at it. And everything is here. Everything. Nothing is isolated in its own class or whatever the fuck. Everything is in here. And it's a pain. Sure, I never used Windows Forms because I think it's ass. It had its use in the past, but not today. But then you look at this shit. Like, look here, for example. List processes, button make borderless. Why the fuck is this not a method somewhere else instead of just like a comment? Now if like there's like issues with the buttons, I need to search precisely where these things are inside of comments. Great idea. Not gonna lie, I know nothing about C#. I simply have a front-end dev train which happens to play a bit with Discord bots. Well, the whole idea behind C# is basically... The whole idea about C# is basically do things as clear as possible, as descriptive as possible. God damn it, people screaming outside. So basically C# is C++, but if things were clearer. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end here. There's way too many people screaming outside and it's bothering me as well, and I need to do some other things, and then later I'm gonna go back to streaming No Man's Sky, possibly. Right now it's 8 p.m., around 11 p.m. or something like that. Only programming language I know is JS. Oh my god, I don't like JS at all. I really don't like it. I used it sometimes with for some automation, and there was a time where I upgraded an extension that people were using on the Reddit r/place to place pixels on some of those things, and I created a better version of that thing using JS that I absolutely hated having to mess with JS after having used C#. It feels weird. It feels way too... Sure, you can do like weird things with C# as well, but boy, the things that you can do with JavaScript is weird. I learned a bit of PHP. I messed with PHP too in the past, just very small amount to fix like one of my brother's websites. But I really prefer JS, so I pretty much try to forget it all, as you should, because PHP is a pain. But I personally don't like how there's way too many software these days that run on JS. Like JavaScript should be used, for example, as a web pages. I understand that, but for regular applications, using shit like Node.js and some other things, I'm just like, oh, I think it's convoluted. It doesn't seem like a good idea. Sure, it's nice that you can do it, but I don't think it's a good idea. C# by itself is not a good idea for certain applications as well. These days, I think like Rust is one of the, like, at least people are apparently trying to migrate to it because it runs on basically anything, I guess, or something like that. I've yet to look into Rust, but I understand why you dislike it, but I kind of like the fact that you can do it, making write small projects. Yeah, that is a good thing. That in itself is a good thing. The fact that it's accessible and you can pretty much do anything with it, but at the same time, I think that is one of these weak points as well. The fact that you can do anything with it, but should you? That is, I think, the main issue with JavaScript. Like, should you? It's similar to Python, for example. Python, you can pretty much do everything. Like, for example, there's this that was shown earlier in the stream. This little tongue in here. Where is it? Open up, buddy. This little thing. It's basically the same as the Borderless game, although a very way more simplistic version of it that has even less features, but it works. The intended usage for it works. But should you make it with Python though? I don't know. It makes things harder to maintain in the future in a way. Every single time that I had to mess with Python, just the only things that I had was headaches. But I don't know. I like. God damn it, it's still running the thing. I forgot to close. I like C# because it's extremely descriptive. It basically these days runs everywhere. It is absolutely hard for you to fuck up. You need to intentionally fuck things up in order for things not to run on it. Because most of the time, at least the IDEs these days are kind of help you in most of the languages, but one of the earlier languages that I applied like all these analysis, the code sense, what they call it today, it was basically C# if I recall, and the compiler doesn't let you do most of the shit. I mean, it's for your own use and nothing else, as long as it does the job. Yeah, that is that is a good argument for it. That is, I have nothing against that. I always think that you should use whatever it's best to, whatever you have at hand to solve the problem that you have at hand. The problem starts when you start doing like commercial software and shit like that, and that's just like most of the time it's because we already have like a sector on our company that has like developers that do front end and shit like that. Why not have them do a regular software as well? And that's a problem. Which is what creates like dependencies with it is what makes a language grow, and at the same time it makes like issues happen more with it. It is what plagued the old days of Java and shit like that. People are using Java for everything, and then Java didn't catch up with times. I remember back in the day when I barely knew that C# was a thing. I remember when people used to call C# the Microsoft Java. Fun times. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just end the stream right now because I looked into the shit. I know the pain that it's going to be. Now I need to think how I'm going to handle things. I still need to learn how to use Avalonia. And I need to do other things before I start the No Man's Sky stream again. But yeah, that's going to be it for now. And thanks for showing up, Redman. Always nice. Always nice to see you around here and talk about things and shit. Have a good night then. Yeah, you too, man. You too. And I'll see you like next time, maybe at night or maybe tomorrow, whenever you can show up as well. So yeah, it's gonna be it. See ya. Bye. And then